What's going on, fellow gamblers? Welcome back to Straight Betting. Today is Tuesday, November 25th. Of course, guys, got some NBA best bets, but also I'm going to do a little bit of a slate breakdown as well here. But on top of that, guys, bringing back the giveaway. So if we do indeed have a positive day, I will be giving out 25 bucks to someone who does like this video, comment down below, and is subscribed to the channel. So make sure to do that. Comment down below what your favorite play of the day is. So the winners from yesterday's YouTube video, Jamal Murray, over 30.5 points and assists. Look, man, he shot really well. From deep in specific, shot like 6 for 9. He went over, I guess it was kind of a sweat too. However, guys, I will say, I don't know if that was like the greatest bet, but Zach Edey did get hurt. Zach Edey was like the whole reason I wanted to make that play, to be completely honest with you. His drop coverage and things to that extent. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Jabari Smith over 6.5 rebounds, another sweat, but he gets there at the last second. He ends up guarding Dylan Brooks, so that wasn't super ideal. You know, Brooks is super high usage nowadays. I had a couple ads. Fontecchio under 11.5 points, super lucky, like genuinely super lucky. He could not throw anything into the hoop. Jaren Jackson over 4.5 rebounds was pretty easy. And then I had a couple losers in Mikal Bridges, got hooked there. Miles Turner under 2.5 threes. I completely regret that play, man. As soon as I saw Sims starting, I'm like, okay, well, now Sims is going to get guarded by Klingon. He's going to get guarded by a small. That was just trying to galaxy brain shit. Like, of course, they were going to end up like matched up with each other at some point. That was a really bad bet. And then Patrick Williams over 13.5 PR. Honestly, dude, he played the minutes I wanted. He got the volume I wanted. He just couldn't make shots. So I'm not too mad about that one either. So slight profit on the day. Okay, guys, first play of the day that I'm going to go with is Luka Doncic under 8.5 assists. I'd probably play this out to like minus 135, minus 140-ish or so. But look, guys, or I'd maybe even pivot to 17.5 rebounds and assists. I really like that as well. So look, man, Luka, just a quick little thing. Let's pull this up, man. Let's go to games with LeBron and games with Reeves. So this year, obviously, guys, he is over in 1 out of 2. He's averaging 9 assists on the dot. However, guys, the Jazz are like dead last in assists allowed. They're definitely bottom 5 at the bare minimum. Okay, like they are not a good defense at all, especially in terms of limiting assists. So if we just go to like games with Luka and Reeves all time, or LeBron and Reeves all time, we can see that he's only actually averaging 6.8 assists. He's only over in 7 out of 28 games. He really has not been all that good. He's averaging 36 minutes in the sample. So, I mean, pretty like normal minute projection range I would have him at. So, yeah, man, honestly, I think he's just a little bit high due to all that, you know, all the games without LeBron. It's also worth noting that LeBron is like not on a minute restriction like whatsoever. So it's not even like we're getting like 24 minutes of LeBron or some shit and we are getting 36 minutes here. It's like he's pretty much playing full minutes. So, yeah, I mean, and if we go to like a head-to-head game, they did have a head-to-head game here with LeBron and Reeves, and then, of course, with Luka. He only had 9 potential assists in 35 minutes, only had 5 assists in the game. So that's not really that good at all, obviously. But and then a couple other things, guys. There is no DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, say what you want about him. He's a pretty good assist target. Like he's a guy who will, like, you know, obviously finish at the rim, off passes. He'll, you know, catch it in the short roll area and, you know, just go up and score. Now he has Jackson Hayes, obviously he's a fine like assist target on lobs and things to that extent, but like that's the only way you're getting an assist out of him is like from a lob basically because he doesn't have like any touch around the rim. So yeah, I think that no Ayton isn't exactly ideal. This is a little bit different, but so the Clippers, they played Jokic this year. And Jokic had like 60-something or 50-something points, man. Like they just guarded him straight up in single coverage. So they've kind of been doing that with like Luka in the past too, to an extent. But yeah, I think it's like worth noting, man. I don't think that they're going to try to get the ball out of Luka's hands. I mean, Jokic is like another, obviously he plays differently, but he's another guy who can score really well and facilitate really well, right? You have to give up one thing to him. They chose to let him score. Kind of think they choose that with Luka too, man. The Clippers, they're allowing like the second highest pull-up frequency over the last 10 games. So they're playing a lot of drop coverage, kind of like letting these guys isolate a lot. And yeah, I kind of think that they don't really turn Luka into a passer much. So I think there's a lot of ways for this one to come through. But the biggest thing that popped for me, first of all, I do think it is a pretty solid matchup. But yeah, just like with LeBron and Luka, man, like sell high. He played the Jazz twice, right? He typically doesn't go over this line very much. And of course, guys, I actually did lock this one in on Novig. As you guys could probably see, I sent it out at minus 118. And I played it at Novig at -110, saved $8. Stuff like that happens all the time with Novig. It's an absolute asset to have. It's peer to peer, so they're not going to limit you. It's available in 46 states, guys. There's so much good about Novig. I highly recommend getting on it. And if you are new to Novig, use code BETTN when you make your first deposit. And when you spend $5, they'll give you 50 to play with, guys. This is an absolute asset, and I highly encourage you to try it out. I do have it linked down below, and use that code BETTN, BETTIN. All right, guys, second official play I'm going to go with is going to be Chris Dunn over 8.5 points and assists. So kind of a gross one, right? But I mean, since Derek Jones has went out, he's basically been between 24 and 28 minutes every single game. And if we just like look at that with the Clippers, you're going to get a pretty good hit rate, right? 24 to 28 minutes with the Clippers. Guys, to be honest, like if Kawhi's out, if Harden's out, it doesn't even matter. Like not that there's a lot of games in this sample size where that's the case, but Chris Dunn's going to get guarded the same every game. His usage is going to be the same every game. Like his role is going to stay the exact same. And as long as it's, his minutes are in this range, I think it's pretty relevant. So as you can see here, he is over in 20 out of 30 games. And then this year, when you get it, he's over in 5 out of 7 games. So nothing too crazy. But the main reason why I am playing this, guys, is if we go last year and you go head to head, right? The first 2 games don't pop, right? Well, he played 12 minutes, shot 0 for 2, played 18 minutes, shot 1 for 5. Look, this is like once they got Luka, right? This is once the Lakers got Luka. He had 20 PA, 19 PA in 29 and 27 minutes. If you just like kind of do the math, right, you're seeing he averaged 11.8 PA on 21.5 minutes. Like I said, you do the math on that. That would be 14.2 PA per 26 minutes, which is where I have him at. So, guys, what I want to say about this is that JJ Redick and his scheme, also Luka Doncic and just the way he defends against people who aren't like good offensive players, they were very, very aggressively leaving him open. In the corners, they would just leave him wide open. He'd be able to like make like a drive or catch and drive, catch and shoot, etc. And yeah, man, they were just like very aggressively helping off him. And you know how like Luka is as a defender. Like there's someone he doesn't respect, he's not going to try it whatsoever. He's just going to leave him wide open. Chris Dunn can put it on the floor against him. Basically, guys, just like with the way that they're defending Chris Dunn and leaving him pretty wide open and helping off of him aggressively, he's just going to touch the ball more here in this matchup, man. So yeah, he had had really good numbers against the Lakers last year. Given that they have Harden and Kawhi both healthy here, and Zubac, he's clearly the guy, and even John Collins, to be honest with you. But he is just like very clearly the guy who you are going to leave open. And JJ Redick has proven to do that, as you can see down here. If we go to this year, spot up, Lakers are allowing the 3rd most points per game to spot up. Chris Dunn is like the definition of a spot up guy, So yeah, I think that this is going to be like a really, really good matchup for Chris Dunn. I think that they're going to leave him pretty damn wide open. Another thing I will say about Chris Dunn's minutes is that, at the end of the day, Derek Jones is out, right? They don't really have any other good point of attack defenders. And they're going up against a team with LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic. Like, you absolutely need some good point of attack defenders out there. So I think that he's actually like needed to be out there on the floor. So unless he's just like a complete liability on offense, like starts the first half like 0 for 5, 0 for 6, I really think that this has a pretty damn good chance at getting home, and he has a good chance of playing the minutes that we need for him to get there. So yeah, Chris Dunn over 8.5 PA. Honestly, guys, it sounds kind of gross, but I really like it. I'm also a fan of over 6.5 points. I think is pretty valid. I think that 11.5 PRA is definitely valid as well. But I think that the 8.5 PA is definitely the way to go with Chris Dunn, because he'll just touch the ball more. And yeah, I think that's good for his assists and also, of course, his points. Okay, guys, as promised, I said I'd do a little game breakdown, right? So to be honest, with Atlanta and Washington, I'll share a strong lean with you guys. So if we go down to Dyson Daniels, and this is a little bit juiced at FanDuel, but it's actually getting better at other places, man. So real quick, if we go to like games with Jalen Johnson and then without Trae Young, he's over in 8 out of 9 games. He's averaging 6.3 assists. And then, guys, I mean, he's just playing the Wizards, right? The Wizards allow the 2nd most assists on the year, right? So you think that, given the matchup, just like given his averages, doing some like, obviously there's more to it than that, right? Like you got to see if he's like regression or things to that extent. But guys, I mean, 6.3 assists. He's playing the Wizards. He's his line's at 5.5. Like, just like doing the math and given how many more assists on average like the Wizards give up than the average NBA team, right? you could probably get him to 7 assists here. So, like I said, I don't have any crazy conviction on like how he's going to get there, but like I do think that this number is off, man. So I guess I didn't play it because I kind of just think it's gonna lose if I play it for for whatever reason. I know it's like super dumb, but yeah, guys, this is a very strong lean, and this line feels off, man. Like this line feels like it should be at 6.5. So this is a very strong lean of mine. But let's go over to Philly and Orlando because this is where I have a ton of leans at, guys. So look, man. First one I want to talk about is Quentin Grimes. This one's like really weird. I really like him over 3.5 rebounds. So, look, he's averaging 3.5 rebounds this year. He's averaging 32 minutes this year. You know, he's over in 7 out of 16, which isn't great, obviously. Had 0 rebounds last game. Here's the thing with Quentin Grimes, guys. So, if you look at this Heat game, it's not going to pop. He played 35 minutes. However, he did start the game, right? And you guys, if you know anything about Nick Nurse, is like he's like a minute psycho. So Quentin Grimes, he played 21 first half minutes. He had 3 fouls in the first half. I don't exactly know when he picked up that 3rd foul, but then he picked up 2 early fouls, and then he, obviously had to sit because he had 5 fouls very early in the 3rd quarter. But guys, he was like literally on like pace to play 42 minutes, and I don't think that's like a reasonable minute projection to have him at. But I do think that like 36 to 40 is probably like the most like likely outcome in terms of his minutes, to be honest with you. I think the game's going to be close. First of all, it's like a 2.5 point spread. But yeah, guys, I mean, honestly, I really think that Grimes plays like 32 to like 30. I think 32 to 38 is like a fair minute projection. And guys, I know hasn't looked great this year, right? At the end of the day, it's rebounds. Typically, when he plays that many minutes, it's not even that good. Okay. I guess like cherry picking a little bit. Like I said, I think 34 truly is on like the very low scale, though. Like if you do like 34 to 39, it gets a whole lot better. I mean, look, man, I just think that like genuinely Quentin Grimes might play like 38 to 40 minutes. Like I kind of think that that's where he ends up in. So it's like, okay, getting him to get 4 rebounds, like that's not, I don't know, man. That sounds realistic. But I will say he does probably guard Desmond Bane, which is definitely not ideal. But another thing that I will say about Grimes that is a little bit ideal, I think, is if Joel Embiid does indeed play. Because Joel Embiid is like not a great permanent rebounder at all right now. Like as you can see, 5.5 rebounds on 23.3. He's just like the polar opposite of what Drummond is right now. Drummond is a massive rebound hog, obviously, right now. Like he's just putting up ridiculous rebound numbers. Like he's at what, 10.6 on 24 minutes. Joel Embiid's at like 5. So yeah, he's just like, without Embiid, other people will get some additional rebounds, or with Embiid. So I like it more if Embiid does play, but yeah, guys, I just kind of think that Grimes plays a ton. And I know you guys are probably thinking like, oh, then why don't you just play Grimes at 15.5 points? It's because he's playing the Magic, dude. Like the Magic they allow like the fewest spot up points, fewest catch and shoot. Like I don't think Grimes is going to get a ton of usage with, Embiid playing, with George playing, with, of course, Tyrese Maxey playing. So I don't like the matchup, man. But you could easily make a case. Like he is at 16.8 points on the year on only 32 minutes. And I think he does play like 38 here. So those are kind of some thoughts on this, man. Obviously, like I said, the Embiid thing just makes it tricky. I was looking pretty hard into Wendell Carter at 11.5 points. So he actually played the Sixers with Paulo and Franz. And Embiid didn't play in this one. It was mostly Drummond and Bona, but actually a decent amount of Bona too. And he did get up 11 shots, which is like the second highest amount of the year, I believe, for him. But yeah, if Embiid plays, like he's not going to be moving good, man. Like coming off of 2 weeks, like this knee is clearly a massive issue for him. So Carter should be getting a ton of open threes there. Just even some stuff like Embiid's like it's tough for him to jump and like contest shots at the rim too. So and then in the other minutes, it's going to be Drummond guarding him, right? It's either going to be Embiid or Drummond guarding him the entire game. Those are 2 guys who are not going to be able to contest his threes, who are going to leave him pretty wide open, and also just not great rim protectors in their current states. Obviously, Embiid can be when he's healthy, but he's not. So, yeah, Wendell Carter at 11.5, man. I want to wait and see for Embiid to probably be in for this one, but yeah, that's a very strong lean of mine as well. Same thing with like I don't hate like Desmond Bane stuff either. Desmond Bane had 24 points, shot 2 for 7 from deep. Paulo Banchero played. He's going to get drop coverage regardless. So I think that he's a little bit intriguing as well. All right, guys, last one I want to talk about too is going to be actually another rebound prop. Really weird. But Justin Edwards, guys. So in the first game without Edgecombe, he played 33 minutes. He played 20 first half minutes. the only person who would come back and that didn't play in that game would be Embiid, right? But you think that Embiid just split some center minutes with Drummond, right? So I don't think it would like lead to any less minutes for Edwards, and maybe I could be wrong there. But guys, Justin Edwards, like I said, he played 20 first half minutes. And then ever since Oubre went out, he's been playing pretty good minutes. But like no Edgecombe is pretty damn big too. I kind of think that like Edwards is probably gonna play like 23 to like, I don't know, 32 minutes or so. And if you just kind of like look at him all time with that, pretty damn good hit rate. This is just like another guy who like who probably plays like 27 minutes or something, and it's like, okay, just grab 3 rebounds. And I know it's pretty juiced, but this is something I was looking into pretty heavily. And I guess like maybe wait and see, make sure that they don't start Barlow and Watford and all that. But yeah, I think that he's pretty interesting here, Justin Edwards. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it. As always, make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel. And one last thing, guys. Honestly, I am not actually sure if I'm going to stream tonight. I am torn between driving home to Minnesota for Thanksgiving. I really want to, be home with the family for Thanksgiving, but it's also driving home to Minnesota from North Carolina. So I actually don't know if I am going to be streaming tonight because I might be on the road. But I will keep you guys posted on that, of course. And as always, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow.